Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Maharaj.
Today we will have group discussion on spiritualizing everyday life. So, what do you think is spirituality? One by one, please tell me what is spirituality?
Uh, to establish ourselves in our real nature,
And what is that real nature?
that we are not the body mind itself, we are something else.
Okay. Vishwajit?
Sorry, I was talking in mute. Yeah, the what I understand, spirituality is like to know yourself, and which is basically connecting to God, and eventually you will be migrating to the real nature, which is you, the Brahman.
Will be migrating. Okay, Anna, what is spirituality?
I think for me, the way I understand it is it has nothing to do actually with us because we have to die in order to actually let whatever it is that's out there, which is spirituality.
It is not out there somewhere. It is you are spiritual.
It is everywhere, yes, but our ego has to die. So everything that we believe ourselves to be right now, all our thoughts and ideas and conditioning and beliefs and all that has to disappear. We have to. It's not even we because it's whatever. It's almost like that spirituality, intelligence, God has to take over.
Okay, Papia, what is your idea of spirituality?
Maharaj, for me, spirituality is having realized that all that happens in this world surrounding me or affecting me, any happiness, unhappiness, sorrow, everything, none of them actually the actual me, or that is I, that is Brahman. So just practicing the realization or trying to, understand that thing is what spirituality is.
Hmm. Hmm. So, Nandini?
In addition to what all of them has said, I just want to add that it is a way to end this coming and going to this place and just stop this process, and that's it.
You mean coming and going to Kolkata?
No coming and going to this world.
Interesting. Anyone else is there here who has come to the call?
No, Maharaj.
Okay, so we will now start. Say, Anna is saying that spirituality is somewhere outside us. So, why don't you, all of you, start discussing this? Is spirituality outside us, or whether Anna is really meaning that spirituality is outside us? Uh, Vyomkesh, can you start discussing with Anna?
Yeah, maybe just let me clarify. What I mean is outside of our current perceptions, we do not perceive it because we do not perceive reality.
And why is that you don't perceive reality?
because we do not have that extra sense, I guess, or I'm not sure how to call it. We just need to move beyond this state of ego to perceive it. So the ego has to die.
No, I think we have the feelings, but we are not executing it. It's like if um, most of the time helps me to, or help me to look at myself is the problem, actually the difficulties or difficult phases in my life. So when we like for myself, when I got or face such difficulties, then I then I looked for the solution. And after searching, I found that yes, I have to look myself, not outside, inside. So it took me time to like understand how I'll get something inside, like in uh, in myself. But gradually, when I started meditation or meditating on self, or studying self every day, then I can relate like more lot of things. And I found yes, it works, I would say, on most of the extent. And I'm still in the journey. Lot more way to go. That I would say.
So, Papia, what do you say?
So what I would say is like for practicing spiritual, like doing spiritual practices, for me it's what I believe is that one way might be thinking about that whatever happens is happening because of me and not because of anything else, and there might be some cases when this belief might not hold true. So in that case, what we can think is that whatever happens and for whatever reason it is happening, it's not going to affect the actual me. And the only thing that I feel is that always practicing this, it's kind of it's very tough. So let's say I'm having an argument with somebody and it goes to some extent that then it somebody gets angry or hurt, and then maybe after 5 or 10 minutes I realize that it's again something ego that is only created this situation. And if I would have practiced that actual spiritual thing, like thinking about that, none of this is happening, or none of this is actually is reality, or actually is going to harm me in any way, then the situation would have been different, or the way of reacting to the situation, that would have been different.
So, Nandini, how to practice this?
Okay, how to practice spirituality? I guess you can tell us better than me. Okay, but what I have to say with respect to Anna's understanding is that I think uh, like our body and mind, especially our mind, is like an instrument, and we cannot feel the finer truths of life, like, and it's just it just identifies the gross things. So it's if we just don't tune into ourselves into that, so it's not possible. Like just like in a scientific laboratory, it's if you just don't fix the instrument correctly, you can't identify the correct waves or something. So if I think if we practice spirituality in our everyday lives, it just helps us to understand the deeper truths, and that is how it is outside. I think she meant like it like that, that it, like with our current mind, body and mind, we cannot like understand the higher truths of life. So just spiritual practices just helps us understand. So like the anahata dhani, it's coming out right from the inside the earth. It's like, so we cannot hear it with our ears, but if we are concentrating and meditating more and more, we can hear the sound. So it's just like that. So everything, I think all the spiritual like, there are no, like not many spiritual truths, just one spiritual truth I think we can understand if like that. So it's just we have to tune ourselves more and more for to understand the finer truths, to go from the lower truths to the higher truths.
Hmm. So now Papia said that it is very difficult to practice. Why would it be difficult to practice?
Um,
Yeah, Nandini, go ahead.
so you can tell. I just thought he was asking me.
So actually, Maharaj, for me, it's mainly because on that point, uh, I don't remember this truth that this is not real. This is what is happening is not real. That truth, that doesn't, always, I don't remember that on the critical moments whenever any argument going on or anything wrong happening. Not at that moment. Maybe after 5 or 10, 5 minutes or so, I'll realize and remember, and I'll say, oh, okay, yeah, just move on. But at that crucial moment, remembering that thing, it's, I think, a fight that, in your inner self, between your ego, your anger, or your all the other virtue with spirituality. That's kind of a fight, or that's kind of a struggle.
I think we are we are here defining some specific area that we are not thinking of spirituality. It is, I think, it is. It can be, the spirituality can be brought in every moment of life, every area, every area in our life, day to day life. Because when we start self realizing, self evolution, our own self, like what I am doing, is it right or wrong? Every time, if we put some checks, uh, then it answers whenever we are in any situation. It may be laboratory, it may be in the discussion, it may be in group discussion, it may be in any situation. Will be our own mind, like sometimes gives the hint. Will you go or not go? Will you say or not say?
I think it's difficult because uh, the environment makes a big difference. Everyone around you is like engrossed in sensuality, and so like for me, I've seen that if I'm with people who are more into the spiritual lives, it helps me to also spiritualize every moment in my life. So it's difficult because the entire atmosphere will try to make you believe that the body and mind is true and not the other thing. So that's what I think is just makes it difficult.
Nandini.
And one more thing, I'll
Okay,
just add one
okay.
thing with Nandini, because I can relate to it so much. Like sometimes it also happens that you are sitting for lunch maybe with your colleagues, and then on the table there is a discussion going on about anything, saying ill about anybody, like all the ill things are, everybody is talking about something, and then you are not contributing to anything because you don't really believe in doing that, or you don't really are interested in that. But then there is this what I would call is a social pressure, that you are sitting in a table with five people, four of them are kind of talking ill about something, somebody, whatever, and then you are not able to contribute there. So there is this there is I would say there is some kind of urge inside that, okay, maybe I should even contribute something in some way so that I can connect with the group, because otherwise there is no connection. Do I know that whatever is going on is not correct? So that is also one thing, that the only way of not having this kind of urge is, okay, let's not mix with anybody and just go ahead with your work and something. But that is not always practically possible in our daily life. So yeah, like the thing that Nandini said, I very much agree with her.
Yeah, Papi, I would like to add one point here on top of your thought. Like, we cannot avoid mingling with others, but there are two aspects of spiritual practice which I think will help all of us. One is like align ourselves with like-minded people. That is one thing, and second thing is spend some time alone with ourselves. If we can do both of the things, then definitely all the positive energy will come to us, and it will not drag us going away from the real nature.
I think the more spiritual you become, it's very hard to find like-minded people. The more isolated you become. So
Correct.
that is my personal experience.
Yes,
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 Nandini,
yes.
you are right
That is correct.
in that area, in that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you will be in a group and then you will feel you are total alone and just, listening to something.
No,
Yeah.
I found actually I was in the same phase some days before. I found little solution on myself. As I said, that when you evaluate yourself always, so like how evaluate I mean to say, will you contribute or not? Will you share something or not? So if something I found that it is irrelevant to me, so I just kept quiet. When I something okay found I can contribute little bit, then I say something. But most of the time, like I want to be there in a silent member, because I know uh, those I am not enjoying those discussions or those points whenever I'm in the group. But uh, if I find any little point that where I can contribute, and I contribute, and it is not necessary every time I have to enjoy actually all discussions. No, it is not like it is not possible. So that's why um, I'm in the progress in that same path, progressing myself, thinking myself on the same path.
And
Brahmkesh,
what
I agree with that. But what happens, like, this will never come from the day one, right? So we have to do the practice to
Yes,
make
sir.
sure
Yes,
that,
sir.
yeah, that's what
Yes, sir.
I told. Like, when I say like equal mind people and spend some time with yourself, those are the initial stage. Like, we have to think ourselves, you have to evaluate ourselves in each and every step. And as you told, like, when things come to your way where you don't need to react to that and you prefer to be silent, that is one good way of practice. But not disclosing uh, your opinion or not disclosing your discomfortness is also another way of accepting that, right? So we have to, kind of, we cannot just spread the negative energy outside. So if we are seeing that we are part of that, then it is our responsibility to, kind of make sure that people will not carry forward with that. But I agree, like initial days it will be very difficult, and we wanted to always be in our comfort zone where we will try to make sure that will not get disturbed or agitated by others. But it's like, I completely agree with that. But at the same point of time, I would like to put this across, saying that, okay, we have to always work outside of our comfort zone, where we in our path to the real nature, we have to, go across all these ifs and buts. But in the meantime, it helps us to, kind of understand our own nature.
Hmm. Anna? Anna has become silent.
Yeah, well, I know that one thing that I noticed, you mentioned that sometimes spirituality, I think what we learn with spirituality does give us a lot of tools to deal with everyday life and really, first of all, even if you're just aware of it, then of course you want to contribute like you were saying, in a positive way to the society and everything. But I find that one thing about spirituality is that it definitely seems like it's a very difficult path in a way, because nobody that I know that is on a spiritual path and trying to reach realization has it easy. There are definitely like a lot of difficulties and challenges that come the way for these people. So even after realization, we see that a lot of the sages, they still had physical difficulties, and we don't understand maybe how they perceive them and how they experience them. But to the outside world, their life remains very difficult and challenging oftentimes.
So, spirituality, first of all, spiritualizing everyday life. So, first we need to understand what is spirituality. So, here our problem, I think, is first understanding what is spirituality. So, that itself we are not able to come to a consensus about. So, now, um, any ideas? What is spirituality? Again, I am coming to the original question because we are not clear yet on what is actually spirituality. Hello?
Yeah, Maharaj, can you
Yeah.
please tell us what is spirituality in your?
No, that is like going to an FAQ page of a website. That doesn't help because you see, what I want is that we come to an understanding based on our own analysis of what we think is spirituality and what we need to understand as spirituality. So we have to analyze it by sharing ideas instead of just having a ready-made solution. And that solution is not going to help because that has not come from you. So Anna, once again, can you tell me what you said? Because now you can revise it, maybe better communicate.
Well,
What do you think is spirituality? Yes.
I really feel that of course it is everything, because I do believe that there is nothing except that oneness, whatever it is. So of course it encompasses everything, but right now we don't really have the whatever it takes to perceive it, and we believe ourselves to be this person, which is not really a person, which is just thoughts and conditioning and whatever makes up this whole package that society has taught us. So of course everybody's a little bit different because they were brought up in a different family in a different country, etc. But spirituality is something that is so beyond. Uh, it's not this. It's basically not this. So we can't really discuss it. We can kind of, like I said, for me the best way to say is when I die, that's when spirituality will begin. So first, this ego, this person that was created with the thoughts, with the conditioning, with whatever went wrong, and I identified with as myself. If I'm able to see whatever is actually life and whatever is actually this oneness, and be that oneness, so I won't be able to see it, but just, I guess, be it, which I am already, but not in this I that I'm speaking right now. So for me, this is more like the illusion, and where mistaken or something like that, and we're just not really what is. I don't know how else to put it.
Nandini?
I think spirituality is a way of life in which you try to try to realize that you are that Brahman, and just every moment you try to connect with that. So it's yes, that's what, like, it's moving from lower truths to higher truths. That's it. And then to the ultimate Brahman, and then the ego dies and you just get out of this world. Not get out, but yeah, you just merge with the ultimate reality. It's basically moving towards that state.
I like the way Nandini puts it.
So, Papia,
Yeah, Maharaj.
what is your idea of spirituality?
My idea of spirituality is when I don't do any work without with action or reaction towards it, when I don't do anything uh, to gain something from it, to get the results out from it, when I don't say anything to with some with the motive of hurting somebody or pleasing somebody, and neither do I get pleased or hurt, or like nothing that happens surrounding me is or inside or in me with my health or anything physically, mentally, really it affects me. That is when I would call myself spiritual, that moment.
So, means when basically you are like a piece of stone. That is what you call spiritual.
Not a piece of stone, Maharaj, but without any desire, I would say, any kind of desire.
Okay, so what will you be then? You have no desire, you don't want to do anything. Somebody comes and scolds you also, nothing happens to you. So what exactly is that kind of, and what will you be doing then there?
I think I'll be in a peaceful state at that time. If nothing affects me, then that is the thing that would happen. That's what I think. Like,
You'll be
if,
peaceful.
yeah.
Like Sadashiv Brahmendriya.
Huh? Huh?
There is a saying Sadashiv Brahmendriya, I think. So nothing affected for him in the in the end of his life. Like he was a realized Brahman.
See, nothing will affect you, but what will you be? You should be established in the true nature of yourself. Just by uh, nothing affecting you by itself is not something great. Are you getting it? Am I able to convey what I want to convey?
No, Maharaj. Please repeat once again.
You see, just because nothing is affecting you will not help you. You have to also know your true reality. You have to be constantly conscious of your true reality.
Okay.
So nothing may affect you, That is okay, but that doesn't make you spiritual. Just that doesn't make you spiritual.
Okay, as are not they interrelated? Like if I like go to some state of that calmness, will not like
No, you see,
I
that is the thing. What is the difference between a stone or a, you see, what is the difference between a mentally retarded person and a person who is a jnani, who is an illumined person? So both people, nothing affects. The difference is that this person knows what is the truth. That person doesn't know anything. That is the difference. So it is not enough if we just become like something where nothing will affect us. We have to be established in the highest truth, the reality, and then we should, you see, we are not affected by something because we know that that is immaterial. We are not affected by something because we know we not affected by whatever happens to our body and mind, because we know that body and mind is not real. It is like those uh, done to death topics in films, no, like cliche themes in films. Like you have a person who is the heir to say billions of dollars, and he comes to some place, some forest or something, and he stays there and does not tell about his true identity. And then he falls in love with some, it has been used in Bollywood movies so much. He falls in love with somebody, and her father is a great person. Then they say, ah, you are a poor fellow, how will I marry her to you? Then suddenly his father comes and says, oh, you are here, I am searching you everywhere, like you are the heir of what, $1,000 business and all that, 1,000 crores, like that. You have seen all these kind of movies. So there, that person, he sees things, but in the heart of heart, he knows that I actually am not a poor person. Similarly, we find different experiences in our body and mind, but if we know that I am not the body and the mind, that whatever happens to me is just ignorance, whatever I am perceiving is only ignorance, or it is unreal, then I will automatically not respond or react. But because I know, you see.
okay.
So if a police officer, a big police officer, goes in ordinary dress and somebody says, hey, you should do like that, like that. This person is not afraid because he knows I am very powerful. So that is the difference. Spiritualizing everyday life, we have to first understand what is spirituality and keep that understanding constantly, or go back to that understanding again and again. You see, this understanding of what is spiritual will change, it will evolve. For one person, it will be some particular form of god or goddess. It will constantly evolve. But the point is, what is important is that you go back again and again, or you constantly establish yourself. You are anchored in that concept. You should get anchored in that concept. Anchoring, you are aware of. So everything you do should be, Sri Ramakrishna very nicely says that a small girl is playing and holding on to a pole, she is revolving. So God or that concept of spirituality should be your pole. You do whatever, but hold on to that. That is spiritualizing everyday life.
Okay, means I mm, what I understood that I have to be established that spirituality. At the same time, I will be working. I'll be working in all the areas. For my day to day activity, that
Yeah, you will do that. You
that's
will
that.
do that. You will do that, but at the same time, you will be holding on to this idea of spirituality. So whatever idea you
But
have.
Maharaj, one problem is there. If someone directing that spiritually, like holding into the, you are saying pole. So someone, if someone makes that pole is a god for them, okay, it is very little bit of easier. But if someone who's saying like I am not body, I am not mind, if they are trying to establish in that area, it would be difficult. How I am saying, because he not, as of now he did not realize himself how he will practice that I'm not the body, not the mind. Sometimes it's a break
you
now.
are you are you are you are telling against your own logic. You see, the person who is saying that it is God also has not realized God. That person
No,
also
but
has.
some giving it is on some other statement, like if like Swami Vivekananda or Ramakrishna, so God. So on their statement, basis on their statement, we are or people are practicing that okay, I am holding into God. But if someone need to practice on I am not the body, not the mind, for them, would it not be very difficult?
No, no, you see, both people have not realized it. A person who says that I am holding on, this is Kali, that person also has not realized Kali,
Right,
only seen the photograph.
right.
And the person who is saying I hold on to Brahman is knowing some idea. Both people have some idea in mind. That is what they are holding on to. So that idea which you have in mind, it may be about a person, a god or something, a form or a formless idea of Brahman. You hold on to that concept in mind, because unless you get realization, mind will be there. So hold on to that concept. Hmm? Hello? What happened?
Yeah, but even after
Yeah.
the realization, the mind will still be there.
No, after realization, mind will not be there.
Well, the people can still think, and memory, they still have memory. They can still use it. They're just
1 second, 1 second. No, when you get the knowledge at that moment, for some time, mind is destroyed. And then as long as you have got some kind of karma left, prarabdha karma, your mind will be there. Afterwards it will go away. That is the idea.
so. What do realized people do to?
No, once till their prarabdha karma is there, then mind will be there. So till they are having the body, mind will be there.
No, that's what I
Afterwards,
meant.
yeah, that's what.
As long as the body is there, the
No,
mind's
but
gonna.
that mind, when you get at the point of your realizing the truth, at that moment in the samadhi, mind is not there. At that particular moment, there is no mind.
Then when you say Maharaj mind is not there, then where it goes after that? It will destroy.
So, where does mind go when you go to deep sleep? Every day, your mind is destroyed.
But whenever I woke up after my deep sleep,
Yeah,
then I will remember everything. So at that point of time, how it works? I mean, right now I am not getting this point.
yeah. So that is what Shankaracharya says, that these things are kept in the seed form, and again every day that particular seed comes into what you call fruition. Every day this is happening, because you see, when we go to deep sleep, our mind goes away. Our mind is not there. But still, next day I get up and I start from where I left.
Could we say it's like a light bulb that just isn't getting powered, so there's no light in it? It's dark.
No, light bulb not getting powered, light bulb is there. So it is not exactly like that, because light bulb remains, right? It is only not getting power. Here the light bulb itself is not there, which is a different thing.
It's
Hmm.
very interesting. If it is not there, then how I start from there where I left?
Yeah, that is something interesting, and that cannot be explained, because that has not been explained. Only thing is that in a seed form it is there, and we again start from there. But the seed also is not there when you, that karana sharira we say. So the seed is there in the form of ajnana, but it is in the form of ignorance, but it is not manifested. Uh, it is the idea.
Maharaj, is it like it is folded and when I go to deep sleep, then it will be unfolded when I woke up?
Now that folded unfolded is something where there is form, so we can say like that, but actually it is not true, no? Because hmm, folded unfolded is a way of expression, we can put it, but that
Is
is
it like active, inactive?
mm,
Like,
no, actually it is not existing, so it's not active inactive also. It does not exist at all. It goes away completely, so where is that active?
so
The
Actually,
from the ignored,
huh? Huh?
doesn't everything exist in potential?
Doesn't everything exist in potential form? Everything in potential form. So you are existing only in potential form.
No, but I'm saying everything, like even things we cannot imagine right now, they
No, no, it's not. Many things are manifested, right? You as a person is very much in. You are there.
or am I?
No, I mean that's within ignorance, but still you are there.
so can we put it like from the ignorance? It's again like the mind is like we are remembering everything what we left yesterday. Where like, we are starting from where we left yesterday. So it's like from the ignorance, the mind is again getting born. Is something
That
like
is
that?
what they say, but how that happens, nobody has any clue. No clue. How does that happen?
Yeah, well, actually, we have no clue how anything happens in life. We don't know how our heart beats and how the rain rains and how we breathe. We know nothing. How the cells make the brain.
No, it's not so bad. We know many things. Science has taught us many things. But anyway, so the idea is that ignorance is karana sharira. This is the causal body, and we come back and all that. That is all there. But nobody has any idea how actually it happens. So it is told that it is all there in that form, and when necessary, we use it. Kind of means when we come back, we again start with that. That is the idea given, but the exact details we don't know.
And I would like to say one thing to you about control of body. You will find lot of good information in Raja Yoga, written by Swami Vivekananda. Your breathe, everything.
Hmm.
Like lot of things we cannot imagine even. Like that body can do it.
Hmm. I cannot imagine one thing that body can do. You see, people go and again go for suffering. When the
Yeah.
body is suffering,
Yeah.
even then people go for more and more suffering. How can that body do that?
See, it is like same. The example Ram Thakur says that wood, English wood, camel,
Camel, camel.
camel, yeah, eating the yeah cactus. You know that blood will come, even though uh, they are eating. Like we are slave of our, most of the time we are slave of our senses, Maharaj. I know I will be, I mean, I did lot of things. I know I will be suffering by doing this, but I did it.
Hmm. So like that. So you do things by though you know that this will create problem.
Yes, yes, several times.
Okay.
Regarding this mind coming back, I just wanted to add something like those people who are spiritually advanced a lot, so they remember whatever has been happened, like whatever happened to them in their past lives also, right? So that is also one question, like how does from where does it come again, so where is it stored or something like that. So it's there are so many questions, and I hope we'll get all the answers when we get Brahma Gyan.
No, it is your past, about your past life. It is also there written in Raja Yoga Anandini. How it's stored actually. Swamiji says in one place, like if you kick a ball, one ball, it will in a room, closed room, and there is a single door. Okay, then when you will kick that ball, it will hit on the walls, and then it, after some time it will go out from the room. Okay, it takes all the impressions for the kick and of the kick, and then it goes out. That impression is like what we are. It is there in our mind, and then it carries actually. So that's how on all our past lives impression is there.
That's the impression thing, but you don't actually remember what has happened, like everything. But then at in some advanced stages, you get to know everything, right? Like some people, they do, so they know what has happened to them, like everything, not just the impressions.
No,
So
no, it is a subtle impression. It will be there. But see, I can give you example. Like when you are in child, sometimes you recited some poems, right? And after 20 or 50 years, some suddenly you remember that poem. Okay, and then you can recite whole the poem, like whole line of that poem. How it comes? It was there in as a subtle impression in your mind, and it comes up. Right. At the same way.
Hmm.
See,
So
I'm also eager to know what happened to my past life. So like
I don't
when
know, people who want to know their past life,
what will
even
happen?
this life itself so much of disturbance. Are you not satisfied with so much
I
disturbance?
don't want
No,
to
no, no.
know. I'm just telling
Maharaj,
that people just
No, I am talking about not you. I am talking about our Domke. She wants to know past life. My God.
no, just for like my knowledge or satisfaction, yes, that works. I'm able to know.
Uh,
I don't want to go to see everything. Just I want to taste it. Okay, it's happened.
hmm.
I don't
Otherwise,
want to
how
know.
will the conviction will not come now, Maharaj. That's it.
Conviction will come not by knowing your past life, but your true personality. Conviction will not come by knowing your past life. That will only create more suffering.
Yes, because there might be so many things which was like not
Yeah.
good
No,
things.
Conviction,
okay, my
conviction. Now you may need to know. So if you know some past life, what will you do? Suppose you were an emperor who killed so many people, no?
yes.
I don't know why people always, when they are talking about past life, they think that they were some emperor and all that. Ordinary people, nobody wants
See,
to.
Mara, sometimes I'm thinking, like looking at my activity, sometimes thinking that in my past life, maybe I was a dog. So
Dog.
it is also there. Yes, maybe I was a dog.
Mhm.
Maybe I was a cow. So I think
Actually, we are everything right here, right now. So you're already everything.
It's
that's true.
better to think about the future than the past.
That's true.
There
Actually,
is
it
no
is better to
future.
think about
Yeah,
what you
but
are, that is Atman, instead of thinking about what you were in past life or even what you are in this life, because what you are the Atman. You just think about that, and if we can get this, that we can think about instead of thinking about these things. This is my opinion.
Actually, isn't it best not to think at all?
If you can, yes. If you can, without thinking, if you without thoughtless means, if you can be thoughtless, you do be thoughtless. If you can, again. So that is the goal. But then again, as I said, you have to thoughtless means intelligently thoughtless. I not that I don't know. I know things and then I am keeping quiet. Instead of I don't know things and I'm a fool, I am keeping quiet. I know things, I am keeping quiet. These are two different things, obviously understood. Hmm. Nobody wants to talk. Everybody is so silent.
No, Maharaj, everyone's time, I think.
Hmm. Vishwajit, where are you? You are still available or?
I think these arguments are best in the retreats. When we were there last,
Vishwajit, are you there? But okay.
he
I,
said,
I,
"I."
I'm I'm listening carefully. So I have two mute options, one from my computer, one from my Skype option. So I have mute both the places.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm listening carefully, Maharaj.
No, but what have you to say? Listening carefully, okay. But you are, what do you want?
Yeah, I think I got confused with that, so that's what I kept silent.
What do you got confused with?
With that, concept where like mind is nowhere when we are in deep sleep and it comes back. So I was unable to correlate how it started from the place I left.
Hmm. So I am successful, no? My work has been done. You have become confused. Wow.
But at the same time, request is like you have to again unfold that confusion.
Yeah, so this once your confusion is created means then that is the success. You are thinking that okay,
That's so evil.
no, it's not evil. That is how thinking starts. No, you see, so many people were there and then they were sitting under trees and so many things were falling on their heads. Nobody thought. Nobody was confused. But Isaac Newton got confused and we got gravitational law. He did not do anything new, right? He just gave the same thing, called it something. So confusion is the first sign of growth. Hmm.
But I thought you were referring to that when you can't convince, you confuse. Okay.
Yeah, that is also true, but confusion leads to questions and then it leads to thinking. You think little out of the box thinking. Hmm.
So, Maharaj, why I said it is, it has confused me because I read somewhere like in Swamiji's workbook that like it will unfold, or this is like the subtle body, causal body, and the current sarira, right? Sorry,
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
the last one is like, yeah. So basically, like the thing is like it if we go to the next janma, then it will unfold. That is why like we have seen many of the brilliant people do things in a better way during their early stage. So that is where like it comes into the picture where you have done good karma in your last janma, then these will be unfolded form, and it will slowly it will be unfolded form, and it will slowly get unfold when you take the next janma. So
Hmm.
that is where like if those things are present, and how we can say that mind is not there when I see that all of them are carrying forward to the next janma.
Yeah, because in the next janma your sukshma sharira goes. You see, your subtle body goes. But when you are in deep sleep, your subtle body is not there. So it is as though you are leaving your subtle body and again coming back to it. It is true. In
Okay.
deep sleep, there is no subtle. In fact, in deep sleep, there is no gross body also. But your gross body is there. But your identification with the gross body is not there in deep sleep. You are not identifying with your gross body.
Okay.
There have been cases, experiments also on them, where a person who was disturbed during sleep, deep sleep, had problems with body coordination, limb coordination. And even this is something which we see always, that when you come out of sleep, in the beginning it is difficult for you to move your fingers, etc. It takes some time. So that means your
Yes.
identification with the body has gone away. It has reduced. So every day we go, we kill our mind, and every day we come back. Now, that's what. But it is stored somewhere. It is not, unless you get realization, it is not going to go away, because that is how you get new birth. But this is what is happening.
Okay.
Something, it is not completely, you cannot explain it completely, but that is how it is.
How to experience them then? If we did not get it clear, completely, then is there any way to experience this?
What? Experience what?
All this concept, like
No, this you are already experiencing. Na? Every day when you go to deep sleep, your mind is not there. Because you can never think anything using your mind in deep sleep. It is impossible, because mind is not there.
oh yes, correct.
So you are already experienced. We are just trying to analyze our experience. You are already experiencing that.
Yes, you are right, Maharaj. Yes.
But it is difficult to understand. I don't know how it happens. So anything new to be added to this? Any new questions or something? Hello?
No, Maharaj.
No, Maharaj.
Okay, so today we will then call it a day.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay then.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Namaste, Maharaj.
Namaste.
Namaste all.
Namaste.
Namaste, Maharaj. Namaste.